reminisce. Yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Kennedy with the Kim Lo Show. Today I have a special guest by the name of Relia Lewis.
Hey guys, my name is Relia Lewis. I am an international model, brand ambassador, TV personality, and new film author of my first book called Trust Your Journey. Thanks for having me on the show.
So let's just get right into it. So what motivated you and inspired you to really start modeling?
As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to model. I remember I was 10 years old, I was watching TV with my mother, and I saw a commercial for America's Next Top Model, and I was like, Mom, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And you know, at that tender age, you can't really see that far, or you can't really see like the process, how long it will take, how hard it'll be. You just feel like everything is possible. So around like 10 through 11 and 12, I used to like go to my friend's house every day. We would go to the Yellow Pages. We would call up every single modeling industry. I mean, like John Robert Powers, anything that had to do with modeling, we were calling them. We were like 10 and 12.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, I couldn't imagine like, wow, I had that drive at a date age.
Right.
I was in any local fashion show. I was in any local pageant. Anything where I can get on stage, show myself, show what I could do, I was a part of it. I just always felt like I wanted to do something great, and the older I got, the more I just took it serious.
Okay. So who in the modeling industry that you could say really, inspired you to be like, I'm gonna go for it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who said, told you like, inspired you to say, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for it.
I used to see Tyra Banks. I remember watching her movie. The movie where she was a Barbie. What movie is that? Lifestyle or something?
Yeah, something like
yes,
that.
I remember she was like one of the first female models I saw, and I felt like I could do it because of her.
Okay.
She was a black woman. She was curvy. She was young. She was sexy, and I admire her at a young age.
Okay. Now, what I can say personally, Relia Lewis on America's Next Top Model was the best one.
Thanks, girl.
So,
She's smart.
Okay, and I'm loyal, But so on that show, what was your best experience overall? Like, how was the experience being on the show?
The experience was hard, but it was great. It was hard because it was very stressful. I was always anxious. I lost 20 pounds while filming because I was I wanted to win, so I was always on edge. And when I'm anxious or stressed, I can't eat.
Right.
So I would like not eat all day, then I would binge eat at night. I would eat like pizza and Gushers and like fruit. Then I would go like an entire day on set with like no food. Like one day I almost actually passed out on set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just because I wasn't taking care of my body, but I wasn't like starving myself. I just was so freaking nervous. I just couldn't I just couldn't focus on food. I'm trying to win this show.
Right.
But I think the best experience I had on the show was I turned 23 while filming. We were in South Korea, and we just had like this big party. We let us turn the cameras off. We just danced, we sung, we just had so much fun. It was the night before I got eliminated too. So it was like bittersweet.
I understand.
I got eliminated technically on my birthday.
Okay.
But it was cool, it was cool to turn 23 and be in a foreign country for my first time, and to be on a TV show with so many other models and amazing people. And I was living out my dream, so even though it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, I mean, look at where I was, look at what I was doing. So I couldn't take away that. I had to give myself that credit.
Okay, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, you always got to give yourself credit regardless.
You do. You have to be your own best friend. I really believe that.
So, as far as like what's going on in the world, like police brutality and Black Lives Matter, have you dealt with racism in the model?
Oh God, yeah. I have. I went to Miami last year for Swim Week. I didn't have an agency at first, so I just went out there on a whim. Like I just took a risk and went out there because I really wanted to get signed, and I was having so much trouble getting signed in California.
Okay.
So I started to go to agencies. I had one scheduled meeting, and then after that meeting, I wasn't sure how it went. So I started to go out to every open call in Miami, and I went to 4 models one day. And I go in, and the lady's like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, "Hi, I'm here for the open call. I have my book, I have my heels, I'm ready." She's like, "Wow, you're beautiful." She looks through my book, and she was like, "Oh my God, these photos are amazing. You really know what you're doing. I think you're a great model." And she's like, "But unfortunately, we just have enough ethnic girls on our board. We don't need any more ethnic girls." And I didn't know how to respond. I just look at her. I'm like,
how do you take it?
"Thank you for your time." She's like, "Of course." Like she just didn't see where she said anything wrong. It amazes me how, as a black woman, we're always like limited. Like they always want to limit us, water us down. If I said I was biracial, if I said I was mixed with, something different, would I be more desirable? Like, would that make me, would that raise the bar? And it just disgusted me because I'm like, I'm enough, I could do the job as great or if not better than any of the girls on these boards. But because of my skin color, you won't give me a chance because you have enough ethnic girls. But when is there ever enough Caucasian girls? When is there never enough white girls?
Right.
I see 10 blondes, 20 brunettes, a few redheads, and it's always this one token black girl. Like, we're not tokens, and we have to remember that. But it's really tough, you know, when you're in an industry who doesn't welcome you, who doesn't provide and give you the same opportunities as everyone else because you look different. It's hard to keep up that momentum, to stay focused, to stay strong. So you really have to find other ways to just hold your head, stay encouraged. You really have to just
go for it. I would say
go for it regardless of what anyone else says. And I feel like there's been many times I've been overlooked because I was a black girl. My book is right, my body's right, everything's right, but because I'm black, they're like, oh, we'll take the girl with the curly hair who's a little more swirlier or a little more, should I say, ethnically ambiguous because she's more interesting. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm not saying that she's not beautiful. I'm not saying a white girl isn't beautiful, but then we're beautiful too.
Black girl. So all the black girls.
Yeah, like we're everything. I'm sorry.
With all of this that you've dealt with the racism, with people talking negatively about you, is this what most inspired you to write your book?
A good friend of mine actually inspired me to actually write the book. You know, he's an author as well, and he normally writes like poetry and stuff like that. But he was like, I just feel like you have a dope story. He didn't know like the depth of my story. He didn't know if I could even write. He just was like, I feel like you have a story that can be told. Like seeing you come from the show, knowing that you're from North Philly, and just watching you persevere and just fight and chase your dreams. I think that you have a story that you can inspire a ton of young girls who really want to be models. I just felt like I didn't want to box myself into just talking to models. Like I felt like I had a story and my purpose was far beyond just modeling. So I just made sure that I marketed it for, it's an inspirational book. It's not just about modeling, just a section for models, but it's about life. And I use real life experiences and I use, self-reflections to kind of encourage the reader like, hey, this is how I felt. But this is how I rose, and I rose above, failures, because you never really fail until you stop. So I just wanted to encourage people, my life isn't perfect. We all struggle. It's okay. It's okay to struggle. Everybody struggles. And you just have to believe in yourself. You just have to train your mind to see the good in everything. You just have to keep yourself up. Like, you have to be your own coach. Like, I can do it. I'm enough. Because nobody's going to do that for you. They'll watch you. They'll laugh at you. They might support you. But they won't really always be there to encourage you or to lift you up. So you have to lift yourself up when no one else is around.
What kind of advice can you give to a boy or girl that wants to do modeling or anything, in their life?
My first advice would be to get the book. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're just trying to sell books. But no, there's a section where I've dedicated an entire part towards inspiring models. And I just give detailed advice about what I did and what you can do to kind of get a jump start on your career. The modeling, you have to invest in yourself for sure. You have to work on your body, your mind, because there's so much rejection. And you will reach a point where you kind of want to give up, like, am I good enough? Can I do what I want to do? Because there'll be so many no's. So I'm kind of teaching models and just an everyday person just kind of look at life in a different way and realize that people are going to say no, but what matters is that someone will say yes. And that yes is how you will continue to drive.
Recently, we just had 2 shootings done by the police. How do you feel about those shootings, especially done to our people?
I think it's disgusting. I'm all for black empowerment. That's just everything that I am. I'm a black woman. And I feel like we have to stick together. I'm on social media a lot, and I see us divided, even in this case where you can blatantly see that the police were wrong. There are black people I know who are like, yeah, but there's black on black crime, and then there's others who are like, all lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter, but right now all lives matter, because if all lives matter, we wouldn't be feeling like we should say black lives matter. Or they act like this isn't happening, and that's racism too. Because you know what's going on. You see what's going on. I mean, black guys have been murdered at the hands of America, for how many centuries? For how long? And and all of them they didn't blow up into the media. No, we don't know their names. Women, men, children, everybody, because of the color of their skin. And let's not pretend that this isn't happening. Let's not pretend that it's not racism. Because it's racism. And it's disgusting. It's like, I feel like we have to come together and we have to stick together and figure out a way to fight for it, because Martin Luther King didn't accept it. Rosa Parks didn't accept it. Malcolm X didn't accept it. So why should we accept it? Why are we so comfortable with having just enough? I was even talking to a white model in New York, and I'll ask her, when you think of a gangster or a thug, what do you think of? She told me a black man. And she was honest enough to admit that. And when you think of a gangster or a thug, most people think of a black man. So it's just like we're being poisoned. And I feel like one way that we can get out of it is to know that, to have knowledge of that, because you don't know where you come from, then you don't know where you're going. And I feel like sometimes as a group of people, we're so interested in everyone else's lives, celebrity lives. We're the biggest consumers. That has to stop.
Definitely, you're definitely right. I definitely agree with you. So let's talk more about the book. So tell us more about the book. How do you?
Okay, so Trust Your Journey is a story of love and hope. I know that sounds so cliche, but it is. You know, in the book I talk about heartbreak. I talk about love. I talk about failing and persevering and figuring it out and getting it right. You know, so I was just really raw and open, and I just wanted people to understand my process, you know, my struggles. It's not a memoir, it's not an autobiography. It's just a book where I want to encourage people to, hey, if you have a belief, if you have a dream, stand firm and go after it, because you could do anything. And I just want to empower everybody that they can do anything. You know, I want to speak to people locally, nationally, internationally, because I want to use my voice for the better of people. I want to use my voice to inspire and encourage people. You know, life isn't easy, but it's all about how you see things. And I just learned that perception just controls everything. You know, nothing is good or bad until we attach that label to it. We're taught what good or bad is. You know, and we attach that label to it, and then the emotion follows that, and then our actions follow that. And I just wanted to encourage people and to enlighten them on how important it is to be positive about everything you experience in life, because it's always something to be positive about. You know, yeah, you might be sick, but damn, you woke up today. Yeah, you might be broke, but damn, you got somewhere to live today. You know, there's so many things that we can all talk about that go wrong in our life, but this is a part of life. You know, the Bible says there'll be trials, you'll be tested, but you'll get through them if you believe in me. So, you know, my belief in God and also my experiences in life, you know, have really shaped and molded me into the woman that I am today. And I wanted to give that to other people. There's just a whole world out here. I went to Africa and I stayed there for 3 months, and I learned so much about myself and about the world. And that trip allowed me to appreciate myself. It wasn't all peachy. You know, there were times where I missed home or where I didn't book the job that I wanted and I was upset. But I kept going, and in life you keep going. You don't stop because you get a no. You don't stop because you don't have money this week. You know, you just always believe that what you see is temporary. What I have right now is temporary. Where I am is temporary, and I can go far beyond that. I don't need to see the entire picture to know where I'm headed. I just have to take a step every single day, and eventually they'll lead me to the destination that I want. Now, in the book, I talk about visionary exercises. I talk about affirmations, about believing in yourself, and about training your mind to believe in yourself. So I have actual journal in the book where readers will get to write out their goals, affirmations about themselves, because you have to be really, really kind to yourself. You have to encourage yourself. You already have a ton of outside elements going against you. You know, your family might tell you you can't do it. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend might tell you you're not good enough. So you have to be that person. You have to be your own coach. You have to just be a champ. Go champ. You can do it. You have to encourage yourself. People might think that's crazy.
It's not.
But it's so true.
I tell myself every day, let's go champ.
Yes,
let's go champ.
And I say that too. You got this. You got this. Because we all reach a point in life where we feel like we don't have it. But when you can go back and look at your goals, when you can go back and look at the list you created about all the things you achieved at this point, that's a reminder of, wait, I'm awesome. I did all this already. So even though this seems a little tough, I got through all that other stuff. I could definitely get through this. So that's what the importance of the exercises are, and that's why I put the journal in the book, because those things helped me when I was going through my darkest times, when I felt like I wasn't good enough. I would write, and I would write down everything that I have already done, and I would write down things that I wanted to do. And whenever I would accomplish a goal, I would check it off. And I remember I wrote a list of goals in 2015. I wrote about 69 goals down. And I went to Africa, and I just looked it over, and I started to check off, you know, everything that I've already done. And I accomplished 42 out of 69 goals in less than 10 months. And I don't know how. I didn't even remember, you know, I didn't remember the list while I was going to do all of this stuff. I just looked back at it randomly, and I'm like, oh, wait, I did get signed internationally. I am in Africa. I did go to Miami and get signed. And it's like, when you write out what you want, and you believe that you can do it, and you expect it, you get it. And everything isn't going to come when you want it to come. Oh, but it's definitely going to come. You just got to keep going. You just got to believe in yourself. And I included some of my experiences, some of the things that I got wrong, some of the times where I didn't have money. Because I wanted people to understand that even though you see me now and I'm modeling and I'm on billboards and I'm on TV, that wasn't always the case. I didn't always have the resources. I didn't have the support. And it took time. And we just have to learn how to be patient. Like, you can't microwave everything. And I call this a microwave society because we just want instant gratification. And we do the comparing game a lot where we compare our lives to other people, but you never really know what they're going through. You only see what they show you. You wouldn't know my struggles if I didn't tell you. And that's why I wrote a book, to give you that, to kind of give you that extra push, like, hey girl, you was broke, girl, me too. But I'll never be broke again because I won't allow myself, because I'm smarter, because I know more, because I believe in myself, because I've experienced something, because I went out there and put myself out there. We have to make ourselves uncomfortable. We have to challenge ourselves. We have to struggle a little bit, because all of these things make you into who you are. So I just feel like the book is a great read. I mean, I'm already sold out in a week. You know, so I have a new shipment coming. So, you know, still go out there and get the book. But, you know, I just got so many great reviews. I mean, text messages, emails, just about, you know, how people were, and people actually got open with me, like, I'm struggling, this happened, but then, like, your book, it helped me, and now I have visionary boys around my room. You know, now I'm writing down lists and I feel better about myself. Inspiration has to be constant. So this isn't just like a one-time read. Like, you literally have to continue to read this book and other books, because you will always go back to your first mind, and your first mind is prone to be negative. That's just the way it is. You know, scientists say we need 7 positive words to cancel out 1 negative word or 1 negative thought. We're just so prone to be negative. We're just conformed to society. We're all products in some sort to what we're around, what we're surrounded by. So when we're aware of that, we have to do things. We have to read great things. We have to listen to great things. We have to be around great people to keep ourselves going. And that's why Trust Your Journey is such a great book, because it does just that. You know, it encourages you. It allows you to challenge yourself. It allows you to see my struggles. And then I reflect. And then I also give you a journal. So now you can write out what you want. Then you can do the things that I've done that's worked for me. And I promise you it'll work for you. You just expect it. You go, you take action, you pray on it, and you work at it every day until you get it. You know, all things are possible if you believe that they are, and they are. I can do anything I want. I might can't do it with you, but it'll get done. So don't worry too much about your skin color or about the nose or your body shape, about all the things that you know that you had that you feel like can limit you. Worry about what you have. Worry about what the things that you do have that can help you. Worry about you being black and beautiful. Worry about your curves and how they can work for you. Because when you own you and you accept who you are, people love realness. And you will meet so many people who will work with you because of you. You just keep going.
My personal viewpoint, I could definitely say, being as though I'm already on chapter 7, being as though I'm already there, I could definitely say I was really motivated, because there are days I'm like, you know, I need like at least like 5,000 in the bank right now. But today I could be like, you know, I got $12 and I'm alright with it. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm really motivated by the book. It motivated me, and I think I'm just going and going and going, taking it day by day. Speaking of which, so what is your favorite chapter?
My favorite chapter in the book would have to be chapter 7, Some Pain is Necessary. And in that chapter, I talk about being open. And when people think about being open, they normally think of like, oh, being open to meeting people like, hi, my name is Raylia, what's yours? I do this, I do that. And I kind of took a different approach, and I turned it into being open in my love life, because that was one area in my life where I was never really open. And I believe that God blesses you through other people. He can bless you through your boyfriend, he uses people randomly to bless you. And I met this guy, and I fell in love with this guy, and it didn't work out. And I was heartbroken for like an entire year, and I just couldn't figure out, you know, life just seemed so bad. You know, everything just felt like so much harder or difficult, and I just allowed that experience to kind of dictate the way I saw myself and my current situation. And I was living in LA, I was, you know, really trying my hard to do great things, but I just couldn't shake this guy. And I just kind of wanted to be open about my pain and about how it molded me and how the experience changed my life. Because it did. I feel like pain changes you, and I feel like it's necessary. And that's why I named the chapter Some Pain is Necessary, because after the experience, I viewed life in such a different way, and I took something positive out of that pain, and I allowed it to work for me. So with knowing that, I wanted to share that with people who are in a similar situation, is dating a guy or being stringed along by a girl or any kind of pain, because heartbreak sucks. Like, it hurts really deep. It hurts deep, and there were days where I would be physically sick. But it's all mental. And when I realized that, I'm like, I gotta share this. I gotta let people know, like, there's nobody really, like, physically in your heart. Like, you literally can live without anybody. But it's a decision, it's a choice, and when you know that, Because I feel like everything in life is a choice. Always be open to choices, be open to meeting people, be open to love, always. And you know, when you get that pain, just know that it's necessary and that you grow from it. You know, you can let it make you bitter, you can let it make you better, but it's all a choice.
So, don't go any further. You don't want to spoil it.
I know, I can't tell you too much, right?
You don't want to
I feel like I'm talking too much, that's enough.
So where can everybody get your book?
The book is available at RayLeahLewis.com. That's RaeliaLewis.com. And also it'll be on Amazon really, really soon. So I have an ebook. My ebook is almost ready. Yeah, so the ebook will be done in a week. And it'll be available on Amazon as well. So I'm excited. You know, the books are doing great. I have so much support. I actually sold my first book in the Philippines. And yeah, that was really cool. I mean, I'm shipping them out to California and just, you know, all different places where I'm not, you know, I'm in Philly right now. So it's amazing to have so much support all over the world for people who don't even know you. You know, it's truly a blessing and I'm truly thankful. So I hope you all buy the book. It's a great book and I hope that I can inspire you and thank you for inspiring me. Okay, to stay connected with me, my Instagram is Rayleah Lewis, my Twitter is Rayleah_Lewis, and my Facebook is Rayleah Lewis. And again, my website is RayleahLewis.com. There you can find the book and purchase it. Thank you so much for your support.
Also, back at it again with another thing. Follow me on Instagram at @TheKillo Show_, Snapchat The Killo Show, and Facebook The Killo Show. And to check out the interview, you can also follow me there. And we're gonna have a blessed day. My right hand, Papa Doc, I see. Took me from a boy to a man, so I always had a father when my biological didn't bother.
You want the lighting and the melanin.
Yes, because I want to look good.
You want to look good? See, I got shots right there. There you go. Oh, this melon. Look at it. Look like God. I got y'all.
Some people right
The sun's out. It's beautiful. We're reading books.
That's the top
You know.
right here, you know?
Jazz tune. I can hear his head banging on the wall in the next room. I get the pillow and hope I don't wake him. For this man to cuss, hear it all in verbatim. Telling me how to raise my boy unless he's taking over. I said, Pop, maybe when you're